Welcome, Badass Manifester. I am so glad you are here. I'm your host and head coach, Ashley Gordon, master mindset and manifestation biz expert, founder of the Quantum Coaching certification, and multiple six-figure entrepreneur obsessed with empowering you to create quantum leaps in your energy, your life, and your business. This is the show to help you make magic your everyday normal, where the ripple effect is real and the guest experts are world class. My mission is to power your conscious and subconscious mind with manifestation teachings, business tools, and coaching techniques to put your potential into action. Consider this your weekly up level. Are you ready for quantum transformation? Let's do this. Welcome back to another Badass Manifester episode, and this is a special edition of the podcast. So we've been talking a lot about live events, and after talking with my team, I decided that Big Coach Energy Live has such an impact on everyone that comes through the doors that I wanted to be able to put it out there on a larger scale. And guess what? The podcast was the answer to that. And so I decided that even if you can't attend Big Coach Energy Live this whole week that we have it going on inside of our private Facebook group, I want you to be able to access that content. And so over the next 5 weeks, I'm going to be dropping those trainings. I'm so freaking excited about this. So here's the deal. If you register for Big Coach Energy Live and you show up in the Facebook group and you are participating, there are perks to that because we have prizes that we're giving away. And I'm like, okay, but what if our listeners on the podcast can't participate every single day and yet they still want to be part of Big Coach Energy Live over the next 5 weeks? We're going to have giveaways specifically for the podcast, okay? So here is the giveaway dealio. If you want to participate and play full out in this training event that is going to be in my private Facebook group, if you want to binge it over the next 5 days, or it's going to be on the podcast over the next 5 weeks, okay? Either way, you have to register for the event, okay? So you register for the event with the link in the show notes. And this is how you're going to be able to win prizes. You're only going to be able to win prizes, number one, if you're registered for the event. Number two, if you engage, you have to share the podcast that you're listening to, share the training that you're listening to on social media, and tag us. Tag us in your stories, tag us on your grid, whatever it is, tag us. You could tag us in the Facebook group as well. My team will be keeping track of every single tag that we receive. You get bonus points added to your tally if you do the homework and tag us as well. So not just sharing the podcast, but if you do the homework and you tag us or you share about it or you talk about it on your stories in some way, you get bonus points for that. So you just have to register, share the podcast episode, share your biggest takeaways on your stories, do the homework, and tag us. The more you do that, the more you engage, the more chances you have to win the prizes. And here's the prizes. Are you ready? Prize number one will get $1,500 to put towards the Quantum Coaching Academy. $1,500 off of the program. Boom. Second prize will get $1,000 off of the Quantum Coaching Academy. Double boom. And third prize will get $500 off of the Quantum Coaching Academy. I don't mess around, y'all. So if you have been wanting to join the program, this is a great opportunity to engage in this training. The prizes here are different than the prizes in the Facebook group, just so you know. You can't double win prizes either. So if you engage in the Facebook group and you do that over the next 5 days, great. If you want to do it through the podcast over the next 5 weeks, great. You got to register. Link is below, or link in my Instagram bio, because we will check. Share the podcast, talk about it, bonus points if you do the homework. That's it. You can win. Okay? All right, so let's dive into day one of Big Coach Energy Live. I'm so glad that we're doing this. I'm so excited. And if you're brand new here, welcome. I'm so happy that you're here. And I just want you to know that you're in the right place if you've been curious about starting a coaching business and you feel like you just don't know where to start. You're so in the right spot. You're in the right place if you are a soon-to-be coach or a newbie coach or a coach ready to up-level and learn new coaching tools for your tool belt and effortlessly attract dream clients. You're in the right place if you never again want to have to question, did I give enough? Did I say the right things? Did I make an impact in your coaching sessions? Because it's time to be the most confident coach in the room, don't you think? So never again will you fall into one of these mindset traps. One, the fear of messing someone up, quotes. Two, the scarcity around being able to sign clients and make this a real business if that's what you really want to do. And three, never having knowledge, skills, trainings, or certifications behind your name. Never again will you want to fall into these mindset traps. You're in the right place if you're now ready to turn your coaching calling into a coaching craft and have your clients say, holy shift, this is changing my life. And I know that even if you're not a coach right now and you're listening to this and you're like, oh, I don't know if I should keep listening to this podcast because she's really just talking to people that are thinking about becoming coaches, the content in this episode will help you regardless if you want to become a coach or not. Okay, so just know that like the information given will help you in all of your relationships. So you're in the right place if you're ready to go quantum in your coaching and be supported by a community who wants to see you thrive. And this isn't for you if you don't want to put in the real work to be a world-class coach. Not everyone does. And if you don't want to continue to, and if you want to continue to ignore the nudge, that nudge of, that's calling you and pulling you forward. Okay. And it's really not for you here, which I know none of you, this is like really doesn't apply, but if you aren't willing to go deep into the inner work, because you can't lead people where you're not willing to go. And we just talked about this in a QCA call where the students were expressing to me how before they joined QCA, they joined because they really wanted to learn how to coach. And what they didn't know that they were going to get was so much personal development. Like this program is really a personal development program, and you also get 8 certifications along with it. So it's really powerful to go very deep with yourself. And it's not for you. This training is not for you if you already feel like you know it all as a coach, right? That's the biggest enemy of learning and growing. If your ego talks you off the ledge of learning more about your craft, it could really hurt you. So I want to tell you a story about this girl who had been following me for a very long time. And when I first launched QCA, the very, very first time I ever launched this program, I was sharing about it on my story, and I get this DM of this woman crying. And she's crying to me, and she's like, I can't believe I'm seeing this right now. Like, this is everything that I've been wanting, but I've been resisting it. And like, I finally know that that I want to be a coach and that this is what I'm about to step into. And I can't believe that you're leading this. And she was going on, and she was crying happy tears because she felt like she was confessing that this is what she really wanted to do, but was like holding herself back from doing it, especially because she had a network marketing business and she was transitioning out of network marketing. And she's like, I really want to become a coach, but it's scary. And so I receive messages like this in the DMs all the time. I really want to do this. I don't know where to start. And this is the place for that. This is the safe space for you to start to learn how to do coach, how to coach, not just how to coach, but how to coach like a freaking world-class coach. And so my intention and promise to you over the next 5 weeks of these trainings is to deliver massive value and foundational coaching frameworks to help you become a better coach and to help you learn how to coach, those initial steps, to help you learn new tools to make you highly effective with your clients, and to help you step into your big coach energy, which we're going to talk about now. So what the heck is big coach energy? You hear me talk about it all the time, right? So by definition, it is the energetic embodiment of world-class leadership through way of being, coaching, showing up for your mission in the world that naturally magnetizes success to you. Big coach energy is humbly being the most confident coach in the room, which is powerful. So I'm curious for you listening right now, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you feel like the most confident coach in the room? Rate yourself right now. 1 being not so much, 10 being like, I'm badass at this. Like, I know how to do this. Rate yourself right now. And I think a lot of us are natural coaches, which we'll talk about in a minute. But I also kind of want to just share what we're going to be getting into over the next 5 weeks. And that is day 1. Today is all about what it takes to create a 6 and 7 figure business as a coach and behind the scenes of the quantum coaching method. Day 2, or week 2, I should say, is all about confessions of a world-class coach, the biggest mistakes to avoid in your sessions with your clients. Week 3 is all about the quantum coaching techniques, NLP, neuro-linguistic programming tools, more tools to add to your coaching toolbox. Week 4 is how to shift your language and marketing and step into greater inclusivity and allyship as a coach so you can invite in the full diversity of clients into your practice. So it's really an allyship training, which is going to be so powerful with Coach Jenna, who is one of the lead facilitators in QCA. And next week, we'll have a lot of past students on that share their coaching confessionals. It's going to be really good. And then day 5, week 5 of the training is all about how to blow up your coaching business, how to go from getting paid, how to go from owning your craft to getting paid as a coach, and what that entails to blow up your coaching biz. So excited. Okay. So today, going into our topic, what it takes to create a 6 and 7 figure coaching business, we're going to learn what a quantum shift is. You're going to learn the quantum coaching method. You're going to learn how to run a successful coaching relationship and business. Okay? So if we're just meeting, or if you're newer here, I'm Ashley. I'm the founder of the Quantum Coaching Academy. We are an internationally accredited coach certification training. We're training the next generation of coaches and facilitators to create quantum transformations with their clients. And we do it really well. I'm proud to say that we have certified hundreds of quantum coaches who have stepped into their gifts, become powerful industry leaders. They've seen epic paydays for their work in the world. Some of our students have gone from 0 to multiple 6 figures in their businesses. Some of our students have gone from consistent 5K months to 30K months in under 3 months, all with the coaching method I'm going to share with you today. But I first want to take a little trip down memory lane, because you might be sitting here thinking, wow, that's great. How did you get there though? How did you create a business that generates that? And so a little backstory on me is I used to work in real estate. After college, I had no idea what I wanted to do. I worked in the nightlife industry for a long time. I dabbled in network marketing. I started a yoga clothing line that failed. And then I went into real estate. And after I worked in real estate for a few years, I decided this was not my passion. This was not my dream. I was living life for someone else, other people in my life. And I was like, I can't do this anymore. And so I left and I decided to work at the front desk of my yoga studio. So I took a big pay cut there. I was making $10 an hour. And I was also teaching yoga at the time at the studio. So I was just hustling, teaching yoga, working at the front desk. And I loved slinging towels behind the desk. I was really good at like greeting people into the yoga studio. I'm like, hey, welcome to yoga. Like, I knew how life-changing yoga was for me personally. And so what would happen is people would come to class late. And when you come to class late at the studio that I worked at, you couldn't get into class. So they would stand there and they would talk to me for the whole hour. And then the class would be over. They would be oming like the last like few minutes of class. And they'd be like, wow, I just talked to you for hours or for an hour, and it just felt so natural. And coaching started to come into my awareness because I knew I loved helping people have a transformation on the yoga mat, but I had no idea coaching was even a thing. It wasn't in my vortex at the moment, but it was getting into my vortex, and just like it's getting into your vortex right now. And so I started leading vision board workshops and little workshops here and there. I would lead workshops at my yoga studio. I would lead workshops at my best friend's spa. I was, charging $20, $25 for these workshops, and I was just getting to know people. And soon I started to call myself a coach. And I started recording videos while I was at the yoga studio, just like putting myself on the internet, even though I had no idea what I was doing or what I was doing it for. And eventually I started saying I am a coach to people who would come in and talk to me. And if they wanted to continue talking to me, we could do that. And I was doing it for free. So when I first started coaching, I started doing it for free. Anyone else? Anyone else? Anyone else? I mean, I didn't know what I was doing, right? Like I didn't know how to coach. I thought I was naturally good at talking to people, as you might also feel that way about yourself. Like people come to you, they talk to you, they pour their hearts out to you. But I was using my yoga training to coach people, which only took me so far. I didn't know what to charge for coaching because you can't find that on Pinterest. And I realized that I really didn't know how to move people past their stuck belief system. So I would only get so far with the clients that I was coaching for free until I kind of felt like, oh, I really need to go to school for this. Like I need to learn how to actually do this. And so as scary as it was, that's something that I decided to do. And as soon as I made that decision that I was going to find a program and invest in the program, I got paid for the first time. So I was coaching someone for free. And when she was leaving, she handed me $65 and she was like, you need to take this money. And I was like, no. I can't take this money. And she was like, you need to take this money. Ashley, you're changing my life. And I was like, shocked. So shocked. She stuffed it in my pocket. And as soon as she left, I took it out and I just had a moment. And I started crying and I sent a selfie to my husband. And I have 3 selfies that I share that just will always stick with me. And it's the first time that I ever got paid as a coach. It was such a pivotal moment that I'll never forget. And I remember coming, because I was coaching her in a room, a back room in my yoga studio. And I came out of the room and I told the people there, I was like, I just got paid as a coach. I was freaking out. And that's when I decided this is a real thing. I'm really going to do this. And I invested $12,000 for my coach training program and I put it on a credit card and I was like, I paid it in full. I was like, I don't know how I'm going to, pay this off, but I'm going to fucking get clients and I'm going to do it. I'm going to make it happen. And one of the first days of my coach training, there was an exercise, and it was an exercise that was all about writing a 1 year from now. And this was in 2017. I wrote 1 year from now, I'm a highly paid, sought after coach helping people realize their unlimited potential. I'm so grateful for our new home that's the perfect size, has everything we could ever dream of in a house. I'm grateful to be making over $100,000 this year and having the perfect balance of work and play. We're traveling all over the world, spending quality time with friends and family. And I was going on. And all of that came true. Literally every single thing. I was a sought after coach. I wasn't even finished my training before I had 10 clients and they were all paying me. And the only thing that didn't fully happen on here, we bought our house, everything happened, except I didn't make $100,000 that first year. I made $70,000 that first year, which was more money than I had ever made in my life at that point. It was more money than I ever made in real estate. It was more money than I ever made in life at that point, which was crazy. So here's the thing. I didn't have a marketing plan in place to make that happen. I didn't know what I was doing. I just knew that I was going to do it. You know what they say, where there's a will, there's a way. I really just, I wasn't super focused on how to make it all happen. I was just like, this is what I'm doing. And I just kept putting myself out there. I kept hosting those workshops and offering free coaching, and it started to catch on. But what I did have, even though I didn't have a plan, what I realized that I had was the certainty. I had the certainty that I could help others, and I had the tools that could change people's lives. And I felt fucking confident in that. I felt so certain when I got on a discovery call with someone, or if I was in person, I knew that I could help them because I knew I was equipped to help them because I had the tools. So that energetically did so much for me. And then what started happening was all these testimonials started rolling in. And these testimonials I'm sharing are from the beginning of my business, because that's when all of this was. And this one woman, Yolanda, wrote, "Where do I even begin? Ashley helped me change my entire life. When I first started working with Ashley, I felt lost and overwhelmed. She helped me quiet my inner demons and bring out the real me again." A few months after, she started creating her business, and shortly after, she had paying clients. I still work with Ashley to this day, That was back then, but I was not only getting clients who were having amazing transformations, but they were sticking with me. They kept wanting to work together. And then another client had a really amazing transformation. Her biggest breakthrough was believing in herself. She was in a negative mindset surrounding her current job. And I was coaching the shit out of people left and right because I knew how to coach. And as I'm like plugging in all these pieces, I have a lot of testimonials, even from QCA, people saying I got 4 discovery calls a couple minutes after doing one of the exercises that we do in QCA. Another person secured a client for round 2 of their program. And this is all from the coaching tools that I was working with. And so over time, I realized that I had essentially created my own coaching method. And that method is what was creating the transformations. And that method is now the method for the Quantum Coaching Academy, which I'm going to share with you in a little bit. But that method that I had created was creating all these transformations. I mean, one of my clients said working with Ashley was literally the best investment I ever made in myself and my coaching business. She allowed me to feel safe, seen, supported in my authenticity of being a dancer. I mean, I was coaching people on so many different things, business and life. And so what I realized, and the theme of this training specifically, is that the number one way to manifest a 6 and 7 figure business is to be a world-class coach and facilitate quantum transformations over and over and over again. Because the transformations that you create for your clients, they start to speak for themselves. And you start to get that social proof. You start to get those results. Because when you're highly skilled at getting your clients results, the results will market your business for you. Social proof and testimony speaks louder than anything. Even last night, we were in a affiliate call for people who want to share QCA and get paid for it. And one of the students said, the one thing that got me off the fence the most was listening to all the testimonials for QCA. All the social proof that this program was legit. She's like, because I didn't know you. I found you from an Instagram ad or a Facebook ad, and I'm looking at your program and it looks really great, but I'm like, is she real? Is this legit? Can I trust this program? And then the social proof of the program is what sold her. So it wasn't even my marketing. It ended up being the testimonials. Okay. So that's the thing. You can be the best marketer on the planet. You could be the best strategist on the planet. You might have your business on lock. But what happens when you get all the clients into your funnel and you aren't equipped to deliver transformation? You literally won't get referrals, right? And so if you don't know how to coach powerfully, you won't be able to manifest the quantum transformation. It'll be hard making that consistent cash flow in your business and the impact that you want to make. The referrals are important. You might be creating codependency in your containers, right? If you don't know how to coach powerfully, codependency is a really really easy thing that develops when you feel like you have to hold your client's hand and do everything for them, which is not the way we roll as quantum coaches. And really, if you don't know how to coach, you won't fully embody your purpose. But if you do know how to coach powerfully, you've got that confidence, you've got that certainty, you've got those client results, you've got that consistent cash flow, you feel more in your purpose than ever before. Ooh, you're on fire. So let's talk coaching. Okay? So I have a list of 5 things here. And I want you to pay attention to which one you might be falling into, if any. So you may be 1, coaching from what you learned from your own personal development without any foundational tools to coach. Here's the thing. This industry is not regulated. So a lot of people are like, I don't need a certification because, you don't need one. I'm just going to coach because I went through a personal transformation and I know that I'm going to help someone go through their transformation the exact same way that I went through mine. It doesn't work like that. You need tools because your transformation and someone else's is going to be completely different. So that's 1. 2, you might not be attracting clients you say that you want because you're afraid that you won't know how to fill the hour. Very, very common thing I hear. That's 2. Number 3, you might have this fear of it being awkward with clients or that you're not providing the value that your clients are paying for. That was definitely a huge fear of mine because I was like, okay, if I'm going to charge even $65 for 1 hour of someone's time, it has to be mind-blowing, right? It has to be fucking amazing. And they have to be floating on cloud 9 when they leave the room, like whatever. No. Number 4, you might be coaching people based on your own experience using personal stories. So an example of that is someone shares something with you and they're like, yeah, I'm just feeling, I'm just feeling not good enough. And this experience happened with my mom. And then you might chime in and be like, oh my gosh, that same thing happened with my mom. And I felt not good enough. And this is what I did. That's very invalidating to clients because it's not about you. It's about them. That's number 4. Number 5, you might be teaching versus coaching, which is also very common. So we think being a coach, being a coaching space, creating programs, we're just teaching. We're teaching concepts. We're teaching different things versus coaching. Very different. Teaching is telling. Coaching is generating discovery. So I'm just curious where you fall 1 through 5. I was always a little bit of everything, and you might be a little bit of everything too. This is not wrong or bad. This is all about raising awareness for where you are, helping you understand where you want to go. Okay? Because here's the biggest relief that I can tell you. It is that coaching isn't about what you know. It's about how you listen, how you attune, and how you intervene and hold that safe space for your clients. So I'm curious to know, what would your business look like if you confidently sold premium coaching packages, knowing with absolute certainty that you had the experience and tools to help anyone break through any belief? And how valuable would it be to learn the foundations to creating a powerful coaching container for your clients to explore and discover for you how to be an even more powerful coach and safe space holder? Pretty fucking amazing, right? And that's why I want to share with you the quantum coaching methodology. Our methodology that encompasses everything we teach inside of the program. So here it is. Okay? At the core, I want you to imagine a bullseye because you're not viewing the slides right now. And if you want to see the slides, go into the Facebook group. Once you register, you'll be prompted to join the Facebook group anyway. But the center of the bullseye is all about embodied energy. What embodied energy is, how to coach energy, how to master your energy, and how to create mastery in others. Okay? We have to understand that working with energy means that you are not working with your client's problems. You're working with your client's conscious and unconscious energy around their problem. We'll get into that more on day 3 when we get into, or day 3 when we get into, day 3 or week 3 when we get into neuro-linguistic programming. We have to understand with energy that energy can't be created nor destroyed, yet it can be repurposed into a new embodiment. And we have to understand that helping your clients master their energy means coaching their thoughts, their beliefs, and identities so that they can reprogram their subconscious mind and manifest what they desire most. And mastering our own energy, becoming embodied in our own energy requires doing the work of learning how to protect your energy, clear your filters, be a vessel of transformation, and model that process for your clients. So that's the core of what we do. The second level to the bullseye is called entrainment. Entrainment is all about creating synergy, partnership, and alignment to co-create the coaching relationship. And that's another thing we said we were going to learn today is like how to co-create the coaching relationship. It's really about establishing deep rapport with your client, building that deep trust and intimacy with the client, and training together to a higher vibrational energy. When you as the coach are in a higher vibrational energy, no matter how your client enters the space, energetically their energy is raising because they're going to be matching the energy in the room, the energy in the Zoom, the energy in the space, in training together to higher vibrational energy. The third bullseye, ring around the bullseye, is called engagement. Engagement is all about listening, powerfully holding space for discovery through listening. Now, there's a lot of different ways to listen, and we go deep into them in QCA because listening is one of the most powerful gifts that you could ever give to someone. Pure and objective listening. Listening not from your experience, not putting everything that your clients or people in your life are saying through your own filters. It's listening from what they are saying word for word, with no opinion about it. And then there's heart listening, which is a deeper level of listening. It's more intuitive, right? So we have got pure objective listening, heart listening, and there's other layers of listening that we'll learn, that you can learn inside of Quantum Coaching Academy, and we go deep into that. Listening is an art form, right? And then the fourth layer to the bullseye is called equanimity. So we've got energy, we've got entrainment, we've got engagement. Now we have equanimity. Equanimity is all about meeting your clients where they are. So equanimity literally means meeting yourself where you are. But in this scenario, it's really about meeting your clients where they are, cultivating inquiry and self-reflection for them, asking powerful quantum questions to generate that discovery, and then intuiting and discerning the processes and techniques needed to move your clients forward. Super key. But without listening, you can't be equanimous with your clients. Without listening, you won't know where to take them. Instead, you'll be interjecting in places that might not resonate with them or make sense based on your agenda, not theirs. So they really do go together. So we've got energy, entrainment, engagement, equanimity. The next ring around the bullseye is encompass. Encompass is, it's really about holding that whole space of the container, being able to hold it all and make sure that it moves forward. So it's all about encompassing and generating that accountability, encompassing accountability to move your client forward. It's about encompassing and harnessing the power of deep rapport so that you can give feedback as needed, which includes interrupting and challenging your clients' limiting stories and beliefs, and knowing that there's an art to that and there's a way to do that. We call it love tapping in QCA. And then encompassing is also about championing and celebrating your client's progress. There's a way to do that, and it's really specific, and it's really powerful and really beautiful. So we have energy, entrainment, engagement, equanimity, encompass, and then of course we have to have the final bullseye of ecology. ecological safety for all, making sure that what you're working on is safe for the client, is safe for the world, and everyone involved. You want to be operating within your scope of practice as a coach. Ecology and safety is all about ethical practice within the ICF core competencies. Because QCA is accredited with the International Coach Federation, it's important that we follow their core competencies. And it's also about honoring your own values, your own ethics, and your standards as a coach. Super powerful. So this is broken down into embodied energy. Entrainment's all about connection. Engagement's all about listening. Equanimity is about inquiry. Encompass is about accountability. And ecology is about safety and ethics. And this is the core framework and method for which everything is built on and all the tools are built into inside of the Quantum Coaching Academy. And our students alone, just hearing this method, are usually like, wow, this makes so much sense. And tomorrow in our live training in the Facebook group, or next week, when you tune into the podcast, you'll learn about the biggest mistakes that you might be making in your coaching and in reference to this framework specifically. And so it's like, this is what to do, and then next week is what not to do, to kind of help you really see some of the blind spots you might have in your coaching. And I'm going to be bringing on a sneak peek for next week or tomorrow if you tune in on the Facebook group, which you're more than welcome to. It's all about bringing in our coaches and sharing their confessions, where they, like, how they coached before QCA to how they coach now. And a lot of times our clients will say, I literally had no idea what coaching really was until I joined this program. And it's mind-blowing, but it really is so powerful when you learn that coaching is not about you at all. It is so freeing to know that when you have the tools, it's all about the client, and they get so much more out of it when you're not trying so hard to try and fix them or help them see something. You're just showing up with the tools equipped so that they can dig into themselves and get the answers that they need, because they really do have the answers for themselves. They really are the experts at their own life. And this stuff just lights me up so much because, man, when you're working hard as a coach, if you're working too hard, you're working too hard. And it doesn't have to be hard, because if you're feeling like it's challenging, then you're putting a lot of pressure on yourself as a coach. And I want to invite you to take the pressure off over these next 5 weeks and next 5 days of trainings if you join us in the Facebook group, which I hope that you do. And I think these trainings will help you take the pressure off and learn how to really tap into your skill set as a coach. Because I think the biggest misconception is that coaching has to do with your own experience, and it doesn't. It really has nothing to do with your experience. A lot of times people become coaches because they've gone through a transformational experience, but that's not what you're not coaching through if you're taking someone through that same exact experience, you're not a coach, you're a mentor. So it's really important to understand that being highly skilled at your craft is highly important. And I can't wait to just give you all the goods over the next 5 days and 5 weeks in these trainings. So stay tuned. It's going to be absolutely life-changing and amazing. And I can't wait. And I'm so excited. And just so you know, if you're thinking about joining the Quantum Coaching Academy, the way the process works is you will apply, and the link is below in the show notes to apply. And you will book a call with one of our team members, with myself, Coach Jenna, Coach Emma, and we'll really talk you through whether or not it's the right fit, because spots are filling up already for the program, and all the call spots are filling up as well, application call spots. So you really want to get in there and book your call. And yeah, just explore the option for yourself if it's something that you feel called to explore. And I can't wait. Hopefully I get to have you on a call with me, and I can't wait to just chat with you. You are so ready for this if you feel called to it, and we'll just make sure that it's the right time and place. And just so you know, Once you enroll, you can start with the pre-work of the program, and then our live call portion of the program begins in July. So you have some time to get a head start on some of the content to get your juices flowing, and then the live calls start in July. And we'll give you all the details on that good stuff when we're on our call, once you book in your application call. Okay? All right. So until next time, next training. I recorded this training for the podcast. The next training will probably be the replay from the live. So you'll hear some of the interactions, which could be really fun. And I can't wait. If you have any questions, shoot me a DM at thequantum.coach on Instagram. And I am so pumped for you to hear the rest of these trainings. Have a wonderful day. Woo! We did some work today. Thank you so much for listening. You know I love my BAM fam. If this episode resonated with you, please share it with someone who you know would love it too, because we live for the ripple effect over here. And how can you best support the show? Make sure you're subscribed, hit the 5 stars, and leave a review on iTunes, and let me know how the podcast has impacted you. I love being part of your real-time journey, so screenshot the episode and tag me and my guests on Instagram at ManifestWithAsh. Now say it with me. I am my own power source. I am the master of my own energy, and I deserve everything that I desire. We don't just talk about it over here, we be about it. Now go get 'em.